Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, episode 92 of the Under Review podcast. There's a lot to go over. Rivalry week was an absolute beauty for some folks. Granted, there were some great games. There were some games that wasn't even close. Some teams didn't even score this week and kept their coach. We'll talk about a whole lot of that. Whole lot of coaches coming and going. Some are rumored, some are rumored to be true, and then one is true that we all know of. But all that and more on the Under Review podcast.
Welcome to the Under Review podcast, where Saturdays mean everything, rivalries run deep, and the SEC reigns supreme. Hosted by Todd and Marty, two die-hard fans breaking down every snap, storyline, and showdown across the Southeastern Conference. From the swamp to the plains, between the hedges to the bayou, no team is safe when it's under review. Now back to the action with Todd and Marty.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, episode 92. We are here and we are live on Facebook.
Facebook?
That is right. I'm your host, Todd. Alongside me is my co-host, Marty.
What's up? Back to the basics. Just me and you, my friend.
Yeah, finally, it's been a lot of me and you and me and somebody else, and then hasn't been just us in a couple episodes. But
So, if you're looking at breaking news is going on right now as we speak, it looks like that Ole Miss is sticking with Pete Golden as their interim coach, but prepared to pay him the head coach.
Can you go ahead and exit out of that on your phone?
Oh, nothing. Can I turn it down?
You can do whatever you want to. I'm hearing you and then hearing you again and then hearing me again.
Well, I do it till I see the comments. And Lane Kiffin just put a tweet out as well.
Oh, I might as well look at that up.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of back and forth action here
Poor
day long.
Poor Marty Smith.
Yeah, I think he stayed in Ole Miss all weekend.
He'd been better off staying at Lane's house at this point.
Well, I mean, I seen a tweet earlier today. It's Lane's kind of be a drama queen.
He wouldn't dare.
No, it's a lot of. I'm not reading all that.
Was it the same, Mama?
After a lot of prayer time, made a difficult decision to accept the head coaching.
Yep. He just LSU.
Yeah, 4 minutes ago.
Yep. You heard it here first.
Yeah. So LSU has their new head coach, which it is on our screen. That was one of ours rumored to be true, and I figured it would be true. I seen something come out. ESPN said it, but you know ESPN how they are, because they said we were grabbing the soon-to-be Florida head coach now, John Summerall. Again, that is one that's true, but not yet confirmed.
Unconfirmed.
And then same thing with Memphis's head coach Ryan Silverfield going to Arkansas. And then Auburn obviously grabs Alex Golish, who I want to say it was last week was confirmed to go. It was Thursday, I want to say, was confirmed to go to Arkansas. I put that in the group chat.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the same time frame of when Lane and LSU and the money came out. And it's not a money decision, yada, yada, yada. But everybody was waiting to see what Lane Kiffin did. And I think Lane Kiffin was deciding what he was going to do based on what the Iron Bowl did last night.
Yeah.
Because there's another piece that nobody's talking about, and that's Kalen DeBoer getting interest from Penn State as well. I think it'd be stupid to take that job, but that's what Lane was waiting on was, hey, if Alabama loses, he might go to Penn State, and then I can take over Alabama. That was what he was. It's what I'm rumored to be heard, but.
Or that he was waiting to see where it played out for if Alabama was going to get beat,
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if he'd have got beat, then if they'd have got beat, Ole Miss would have been playing next week against Georgia.
Right. But I don't think Ole Miss is going to let him coach because I think it's going to be Pat Golden's show.
Pete Golden. Yeah, I think Pat. And if it happens, I think Ole Miss will be a first-round bounce. That's just me. I don't know, but now that opens up. This will be 4 of the jobs filled inside the SEC, but that opens up one more now at Ole Miss. That's going to be interesting to see where they turn. Oh, Lane Kiffin, like I said, 6 seasons here at the Grove, great, been good. So who does Ole Miss go after now at the head coaching position?
So who else is out there that would be a good fit?
James Franklin, he's done signed. You think Marcus Freeman would come to the SEC? I mean, it is Notre Dame money over Ole Miss money.
Yeah, ain't nothing better than Ole Miss money.
I mean, ain't nothing better than really Notre Dame money.
What?
You get to play who you want.
Yep. And it is confirmed Pete Golden is new head coach.
Head coach or interim?
Head coach.
For the rest of the year? Or
is that confirmed all the way? Yep.
Ole Miss is done for. Ole Miss is done for.
Todd said Ole Miss is done for.
I think that's a terrible hire if it is, if it's not just interim.
Well,
I think that's probably the worst. Brian Dable, hello, he just got fired from New York. That could have. I think we spent too much time on this. That pissed me. I think that's a stupid decision by Ole Miss anyway. That's just terrible.
Can't win them all.
Well, they won't win anymore. AP top 25. Ohio State stays at 1. Indiana stays at 2. Yeah, just moving on.
Did that fume you up a little bit?
It did. I think it's a stupid hire by Ole Miss. But 1 and 2 inside the Big 12 Big 10 championship game this year. I think it's going to be a good one. I mean, I think Ole Miss played good against Michigan. A real rough first half. I think it was really close.
Ohio State, you mean?
That's what I said. Who did I say?
Ole Miss. I was like,
oh, there we go again.
Yeah, I got you.
The big game, Ohio State, Michigan, it was real good. I think Ohio State played well. Michigan hung in there. Bryson Underwood, I think the lights were just too bright for him, and Ohio State fed off of that. Indiana played Purdue. I don't know how that game went, but it was Purdue. Georgia, we'll talk about that one here in a little bit, stays at 3. Oregon, 4, beating Washington. Texas taking a massive win over West Virginia. Goes to 5. Ole Miss at 6. A&M go in the AP. A&M goes from 3 to 7. How far do you think they'll drop in the actual rankings on Tuesday night?
I think they're still in, but just down the stretch, I don't think they're as good as they let on to be.
That's what I'm thinking. They're going to have a big drop. I think they're going to be behind Alabama. I think Alabama will move up to 9. I think Texas A&M will fall to 10 and be on that verge of in and out. Because, like I said, if you look at it right now, I'm pulling it up. I have it. I think the Big 12 championship game is supposed to be between Texas Tech. Yeah, Texas Tech and BYU. So BYU's sitting right here at 11. So if BYU beats Texas Tech here and wins this,
I'm pretty sure to go home for them, ain't it?
Well, for BYU, I think Texas Tech might be in because they beat them once already. So if you get 2 Big 12 teams in there and Texas A&M sitting at that 10 spot, they won't get in.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
They will not get in. I think, but based on the schedule now, it could be totally different. But I don't see if you place Texas Tech at 5 and them losing to BYU, who's 11, which, we kind of figured they'll be taking the top 10 because 11 and 12 will be G5 and the ACC champion. So if that's the case, because, Miami's not playing in that game either.
Poor Danny.
That's Virginia and the Duke Blue Devils.
And that's crazy.
Duke is sitting at 8-4 season this year.
Yeah, and they had a stellar win against Wake Forest last night.
Duke's played good, but back to it'd be really hard to leave A&M out. But like you said, down the stretch, they're not playing as good. I would rather see a BYU over Texas A&M right now. Le'Veon Moss has been hurt for A&M all season, pretty much after the Auburn game, unfortunately. But Ole Miss will talk, or Oklahoma will talk about here in a little bit. They're 8, Notre Dame 9. Who cares? Alabama stays at 10 in the AP. I mean, you really can't jump anybody right now. BYU at 11, Miami at 12, Vanderbilt at 13, which that's another conversation to have. I think they're too far.
Yeah.
I think they're too far out. Unless they get that 11 or 12 spot in the poll Tuesday night, I think they're just too far out of it.
They'll be playing a January 1st bowl.
Yeah, they'll still play at New Year's 6, but, it's going to be happy-go-lucky for Diego Pavia. Maybe playing the Pop-Tart Bowl or something. Texas at 14, Utah at 15, Virginia at 16, USC at 17, Michigan goes to 18. James Madison here. All right, now they're a group of 5 schools. James Madison at 19, North Texas at 20, Tulane at 21, Navy at 23, and then the other ones are Arizona at 22, Georgia Tech at 24, and then Missouri at 25.
Which is where they should be.
Right. So out of the 3 group of 5 schools, my buddy from the Army said, "Let's go Oregon." Oregon's played good. They as of right now, they still have. Oregon can find their way into a bye.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't play nobody. Because say Indiana loses and Georgia loses, Oregon goes up to 2 or 3, so they could be getting a first round bye. Either way, it's going to work out for Oregon. They'll get a first round bye or they're playing at home. Either way, but James Madison, they're 11-1. They play in the Sun Belt Championship game in Hattiesburg next week. North Texas, who just lost their coach. Tulane, who just lost their coach. I think we'll talk about it more when Hayden comes on next Saturday or tomorrow. Monday. Yeah. How this will fall if James Madison loses to Troy in the Sun Belt Championship. It will be down to the winner of Tulane versus North Texas. I think that's right. I think they both
like
play
that
the same game.
underdog JMU.
Yeah. I like Tulane though. I do like Tulane, but 11-1 at JMU. If they lose to Troy though, they're done.
Yeah,
and then it would just be the winner of the American Conference between Tulane and North Texas, which all 3 of them teams have played great this year.
So is Summerall done at Tulane, or is he going to get to coach bowl?
Again, it's one of those that it's confirmed, but it's not confirmed. So it could be he can, hey, I'm taking the job, but I'm not going to say anything until after the ACC championship, AAC championship.
I would still like to see him coach it. Just, kind of finish up with his guys strong. And maybe it talks different if they win that game, get to a good bowl game. So,
and the North Texas head coach, he took the job at Oklahoma State.
Oh yeah. That's Hayden's.
Yeah. So there's a lot. We don't have all the coaching stories. I know there's a couple more coaches got fired. I think I did see where Mark Stoops is staying around in Kentucky for one more year.
How?
And that's it's probably because of the way that the coaching is. So a lot of people are not firing their coaches because a lot of coaches already got fired this season.
Okay, makes sense.
I think it's the same way with Shane Beamer.
Yeah, that's But man, I had so many high hopes for Beamer and to kind of bounce back from the year that they had last year. To be in a prominent contender in the SEC, and it just didn't pan out.
Maybe he can have a good offseason. It can be next year. But right now it could happen. But right now we're going to throw it around the state and to the little bit of games that we have left for these teams.
Dance
first, our first one was a Thursday Turkey Day Classic, I think they called it. Alabama State was rough in the first half. If you watch that game, SWAC TV's free, by the way. Alabama. I put it on the
somebody
Roku.
pays for it. Remember?
Yeah, well, not me. Put it on the Roku, but Alabama State did end up kind of blown it out in the second half, 58-21. And I did not know this. Andrew Bodie has been hurt for the last 4 weeks. And that Trevante Sweat kid, he's a freshman. He's 4-0 as a starter right now. So if Bodie, whoever he is, goes off to, college football or FBS next season or Division I, I don't see Alabama State skipping a beat next year, but hopefully getting into that SWAC championship though.
Yeah,
I'm still upset about that one as well. South Alabama with another loss against Texas State, 49-28 or 26.
Yeah.
Troy in a close one by 10. Or what was you going to say about that one?
I say Major sure need to get on the phone.
Yeah. Troy in a close one by 10, beats Southern Miss, gets their way into the Sun Belt Championship 28-18. And then UAB finds a way to beat Tulsa 31-24.
I didn't even catch none of that game. I saw it on the bottom, but
I caught some of that one. I had a multi-view going between Troy and UAB, and there was another low-level game I was watching. But I'm telling you what, I get it. Fans love the SEC. You like big player ball. You need to watch the SWAC.
mm-hmm.
If you love football, you need to watch the SWAC, the American Conference, the Sun Belt Conference, and Conference USA. I was swapping between the Jack State game. Those 4 conferences right there, it's the other 3. It's 3 of the 5 group of 5 schools for the FBS and the SWAC. That's some good football.
That's really good football.
And Mac Nation on Tuesdays during the season, they're great as well. And Mountain West, if you can stay up long enough to watch Boise State and Hawaii play at 12 a.m. kickoff, good for you. But
yeah, the talent is there. Like I said, it's just because it's not big name, it's not your Auburns and your Alabamas, but these kids compete. I enjoy some of the.
But you got to think that's where some of these coaches are coming from now.
Yeah.
Charles Kelly, he came from Auburn.
Who's to Chip Kelly?
God, I hope not. He got fired from the Raiders too. But it's really good football if you love football. And you're like, no, you go through the conference, you pick a team, and you watch them, or you can just watch anybody. I'm pretty sure Hayden does the same thing. I know he likes the MAC, but it's good football. It's very competitive, and it's what you would see if these teams were. It's most of them more competitive than the SEC games this year. Let's be honest.
Some of them, yes.
It's better than watching the ACC.
Ugh.
But this is the last time you'll see the screen, the final time for the Around the State. Sanford finishes up last week at 1-11. No bowl for South Alabama at 4-8. Conference championship on the line for Jack State at 8-4. Alabama State ends their season at 10-2. West Alabama finishes their season at 5-4. North.
You mean 2-10?
I said West Alabama. I ain't got the North Alabama yet.
West Alabama. They
5-4.
were 10-2?
No, Alabama State was 10-2.
And they're done? Oh,
yeah,
because they didn't get in the playoff.
Yeah, Hayden Coker says Mac Nation. But like I said, Hayden loves the Mac. I respect a guy that respects any of the group of 5 schools that love watching football. If you sit here, I only watch the Big 4, well, then you need to check your life because you're missing out on some great football.
Yeah. Game recognizes game. Or what's the kids say? Ball recognizes ball?
I think you had it the first time. But West Alabama's 5-4. North Alabama's 2-10. I think they need a new coach as well. UAB 4-8 does not go to a bowl. Alabama A&M 4-8 does not go to a bowl. Troy goes to a bowl and plays for a championship next weekend at 8-4. So we will have them on next week. Let's see. Hayden says he's got the MAC, Sun Belt, American Conference, USA are all my favorites. Big Sky's a good one as well. I'll watch Big Sky before the SWAC. I like the SWAC. I don't know. That's a little Alabama State, Alabama A&M tie. It's just I like watching the SWAC. They're good, and it's free TV.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with free.
Can't be free.
As Brandon would say, free 99.
We're going to step aside and take a word from Tactical Home and Pest.
Hey, babe, we got ants.
Okay, kill them.
No, really, there's a lot of freaking ants.
Well, what do you want me to do? I ain't no expert.
Well, fine then. I'll call Tactical Home and Pest.
Go ahead and call Benjamin.
Hey there, this is Ben with Tactical Home and Pest, proud sponsor of Todd and Marty and their Under Review podcast. And can I just say that if the bugs I deal with had referees, I'd be called for targeting. Tactical Home and Pest, 256-592-2842, or visit me at tacticalhomeandpest.com.
All right. Now it's time for the SEC. Hey, Nelson, I said, you had him the first time. Marty's killing me. Clip that. I sure will, and I'll send it to you. But we're getting into the SEC, and this was what I was talking about, was the blowout. First time that Kentucky's been blown out. I want to say said like 2005 or something like that, or 2007. I just missed it. But Louisville shows up, shows out, and destroys Kentucky 41-0.
Yeah, so Mark Stoops is the guy, right?
That's what they say.
Yeah. I mean,
let's see.
12th, 13th year tenure,
Miller Moss did
losing games like this.
Miller Moss did have a good game, though. But, again, it's Kentucky's quarterback problem. Cutter Bolt, 2 interceptions, only 100 yards.
Is he the only one that played?
Who else you going to throw out there? Zach Calzone? Yeah, he's the only one that played.
Well, I guess it sucks to suck.
400 total yards to 140 for Louisville. 2+ turnover ratio for Louisville. 26 first downs to 10. Kentucky did only go 2 for 13 on third down, but Louisville went 4 for 12. I think Louisville got, I'll say this, and it's crazy. I think Louisville got lucky that they played the bad Kentucky team.
Oh, yeah, because that's what we talked about, which one shows up. Yeah, they definitely got the bad one there.
They got the bad, and I think they're lucky. I think 40 total rushing yards. Dante Dowdell, 27 rushing yards. They played the bad Kentucky team. The worst possible Kentucky team showed up for this game. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're doing much of that, but this game that's all there was. It's Miller Moss Day here in Louisville. The Palmetto Bowl at Davis Wade Stadium. Clemson takes it 28-14.
It's about what we expected. The bad South Carolina team showed up as well here.
Yeah. Lenore Sellers, 381 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, though. Cade Klubnik, 268, 1 interception. But Rasul Faison, only 37 rushing yards. You're not winning games like that. They went 1 for 11 on third down as well. I hate it for them. At the same time, it's Lenore Sellers himself had 4 turnovers.
Yeah, that's
He had 2 interceptions and 2 fumble losses. I really want to see how this team turns out next year. Again, like I said, there's so much that can happen. They're going to keep Beamer maybe for one more year if next year does not change because of all the situations that's going on. Yeah. So, with that being said, he needs to go all out.
Yeah.
I think the first decision he made was correct. He fired Mike Shula. I think that was when South Carolina went in the wrong direction with that hire right there. Even Alabama fans will tell you that one. But he's going to need a good offensive coordinator. Same thing with, we'll see when it comes out on who Golish keeps for Auburn. If he goes out, I think it might have been they have to keep DJ Durkin. I don't know.
Have to.
I think that might have been the guy. I think that was the problem. That could have been the problem with Summerall as well. He didn't want to keep him. I don't know. But there'll be a lot more of that coming out later. But you need a good offensive coordinator for Shane Beamer here with Lenore Sellers, his brother. You're going to bring in a good running back. I know you are. So really going to keep an eye out there for not just a head coaching hire for them. It's going to be an offensive coordinator hire. And one of the games where we knew that it was not going to be a game, Missouri 31, Arkansas 17. Did you even flip this game on?
I don't think I did. Before we jump, so what's his name staying?
Who?
Bobby.
Again, that's one of those other situations that we don't know.
Yeah, he's already. I think he penned a letter after last week because I'm pretty sure I saw it.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Okay, yeah, that thanks for my time. Da 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 da. So I didn't know if it was he kind of was reading the writing on the wall or.
I mean, there's no telling with this one. With Arkansas, like I said, if they hire Silverfield, he's a guy that's already beat Arkansas once this year on their home field. I think it's a good hire. So, the SEC is going to look a little bit different. Arkansas needs to do something pushing forward, because especially when you only give up 25 passing yards and you still lose in this amount of game, there's something going on.
Yeah.
Bo Perbula went 4 for 7 this game. Only quarterback to throw the ball. 25 passing yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. And Missouri still beats Arkansas 31-17.
And didn't he break his leg?
Well, it was like a couple weeks ago, but
and he was still playing.
He got hurt, I know.
Oh, the video looked like he snapped it like a toothpick.
Yeah, but Ahmad Hardy, 157 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, he's got to win SEC Breakout Player of the Year, right? Or Newcomer of the Year.
Hardy, him or Fluff?
I don't think it'd be Fluff. I think he's run away with it. If Fluff wouldn't got hurt, like I said, it'd been a closer story.
So what's he, the second leading rusher? Because I still think the Cook still.
Are you talking about in the nation?
Yeah, just for. Because I know, they were close.
Yeah, Cam Cook is at 1,588, and then Ahmad Hardy's at 1,560.
Okay, just by what, 20-something yards?
Yeah. I mean, it's a close one.
Yeah. But no, definitely breakout player or newcomer to the SEC, definitely got to go to Hardy.
I agree. I don't know what the situation going on with Arkansas is.
They don't either.
They just need to figure it out. That's all I got to say. Who saw this one coming?
Not by this much.
No. Vanderbilt smashes the Vols 45-24. Diego Pavia, 268 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and then adds 165 on the ground.
Well, his first half was awful. The 2 picks. He really didn't play up to snuff, but, he come out the second half locked in and went ham.
I mean, that's what you expect. Cedric Alexander, 115 yards, 3 touchdowns for the big running back. I think he's a senior. He's a junior. I've always liked him at Vanderbilt the past couple of years. But here's the thing. Joey Aguilar, not a bad season for him, leading this Tennessee team. 3 weeks after he got there, they started playing ball or something like that? I mean, 299 yards this game, 1 touchdown. It really helps when you have a running back like Deshaun Bishop, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns. But I did not see
a curb stomping
21-point win for Vanderbilt.
No.
And then in the AP polls, they don't even jump that far.
Yeah, that's not telling Brittany. I said I figured they would win. I thought that, but I figured this ball game would be a whole lot closer.
I think they actually went backwards in the AP poll after this win.
Oh, that's crazy.
You win by 21 points to a top 25 team in the AP, and then you go backwards. Cody Mueller said Colin Jones called this one.
That he did.
He have a Vanderbilt winning.
He did.
Oh. This is not the game you would expect.
No, definitely not.
To be this hard at watching. I literally tried to watch this game.
We did.
I watched it for a total of 5 minutes, I want to say. And it was like 3 plays, punt, 3 plays, punt, 3 play. Like there was 4 punts in 5 minutes. I said I'm not watching. I'm done. Mm-mm.
Then it was tied up for so long, 3-3, then 10-10, then
Yeah, 13-13. No, it didn't get 13-13. It got 13-14. It was Van Buren 96 passing yard. I think he'll leave after this year. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Caleb Dermerling 42 rushing yards. I mean, John Mateer 318 passing yards, but he had 3 interceptions. It's the downfall of Mateer this lower part of the season.
You say that about what's his name leaving, but they got Lane Kiffin coming in. I just
if Trinidad Chambliss has 1 more year, I think he's going to go to LSU.
If he can keep his jersey in his locker.
He got stolen twice, from what I've heard, but I only seen the one.
But yeah, the stupid kid posted all over Snapchat and Facebook. Like I said, the memes. The best way to not get caught in a crime is post it all over the internet.
Right.
But no, this game was really just a hard one to watch because tentatively these teams were picked real high at the beginning of the season, especially LSU.
Yeah.
I mean, with the firing of Brian Kelly and all that stuff that they had going on, I don't want to say it was distractions, but man, this is not where we had LSU at the beginning of the season.
Okay. Before we take this next clip, do you remember the last 3 teams of the SEC last year?
Auburn, Kentucky, Florida?
Mississippi State.
Mississippi, okay.
So it's Mississippi State at the bottom, Kentucky, and then Auburn. And how I said those last 3 teams will not be in the bottom of the SEC this year.
Well,
you remember me saying that?
Yeah.
I was very close. So Arkansas finished the season at 2-10. They're at the bottom, 0-8. And then South Carolina at 1-7, and then Mississippi State out. So either way, I was going to get screwed because it was going to be Mississippi State or it was going to be Auburn. But Mississippi State moves up 2 spots in the SEC. Auburn moves up 1. But
yeah, that's not saying a whole lot for the barrel that we're in.
It's not, but I think, like I said, Mississippi State is so close. I'll get to more of that here in a little bit.
All right.
They're so
to sound
close.
Like Hugh Freeze.
Well, yeah, kind of. But they are. I feel it. Here's another one. Florida puts it on Florida State, 40-21.
Boy,
Now,
Florida State hasn't been a crap sack for the ACC.
I think everybody's been one of those for the ACC, to be honest.
Maybe not so much Miami.
I mean, they're still not playing a championship game. Tommy Castellanos, 240 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. DJ Lagway, only 168, 3 touchdowns, but 1 interception as well. But the big guy running the ball, Jaden Baugh, 266, 2 touchdowns on 38 carries.
So is this Florida team that good? Is Florida State that bad?
Sometimes you may be good, and sometimes you may be
yes. Sometimes it may be good. Sometimes it may be crap.
I don't really know. I mean, I think this was a game like should have been played at 9 a.m. on PBS. This game is really hard to. I still the best team out of Miami this year was probably South Florida, but with everything going on, I think Florida played their best ball.
Yeah. So what is this? I think I said somebody seen it on a post or something. You know, Florida State planned all year last year for the Alabama game. Ends up beating Alabama, and then that was it.
That's all they had.
Yeah. So how does that affect Alabama's? You know, they lost this horrible Florida State team.
I think it helps anybody else but Alabama fans in that situation.
Yeah.
Just because Florida State, they played all off season. Hey, we'll beat Bama. We'll be good.
Yeah.
They beat Bama. They are projected the next best team coming up. You know, they jumped so high in the rankings when they did it, and they look pretty. They played their best ball against Alabama, and they look really good. I tell you, if they could have played that ball all year long, they would be in the ACC championship game, hands down. But then, as time goes on, they fall down the list. Alabama gets better, and then now you're sitting there at Alabama 9-2 or 10-2, excuse me, and your losses are to Oklahoma, which I give you that one, pretty good team, top 10 team. And then the Florida State, who's 3-10 or 3-7, 3-8. What are they? They're 5-7. Okay, there's one. They're still 5-7.
Bowl game.
Still no bowl game, just like Auburn, but 5-7. And I'm like, yeah. Are you that good though? But again, and that's the same thing. You don't schedule good teams week 1 of the season.
Yep.
You schedule Mercer, you schedule Florida A&M, you schedule Alabama State. Don't go and schedule decent teams week 1.
See, this works.
You don't know who you are.
This concept works for basketball. Like all these early season tournaments that you get in, like the Maui Invitational, the Players Classic, and stuff like that. That works in basketball because you play 20-something games.
If you make it to the championship game, you play 40 games that year.
Exactly. So, and that works because you can fight back from a loss. You know, Auburn had that terrible loss against Michigan. I know we're getting sidetracked.
God.
Yeah. And then turn around and had that really close loss to Houston, and then turn around and beat, say, pretty good St. John's team.
Yeah.
I don't know how well they'll sit in the SEC because I don't think they can hang with the bigs there. And Alabama had 2 losses early in the season. But in football-wise, it don't work to do that. Like you said, schedule a cupcake, get your butterflies worked out.
And I'm not saying have your whole, like you get, was it 3 games?
Yeah.
Non-conference, especially next year with 9 SEC games. You get 3, don't make all of them easy. Don't pull an Indiana. Now, you can pull an FCS team and be homecoming. That's fine. Go play Mercer. Or, go play Eastern Illinois. Don't play Oklahoma for homecoming, Alabama. But your other games, I would say, I think the SEC is when they made this rule of we're playing 9 games and one of your opponents has to be Power 5. I like that. Now, granted, somebody's going to go out there and play Duke, and somebody's going out there and play Rutgers and Purdue and, probably Mississippi State or somebody. But it's that or they play Notre Dame. I like that idea.
Yeah.
But I don't like the fact of the matter is, why go play say, Jacksonville State when you're Texas A&M? Why do that? Now for you need to be playing like the TCUs and the Baylors. Play in state, make some money there.
Yeah.
Let Alabama beat up on the mentally challenged for a little bit. Let them do their own thing. But I don't think, because you're not helping anything. I think if you're going to do that, you're going to get one FCS game. You're going to get one group of 5, and you're going to get one Power 5. And I like that. So, but too much rambling. We'll get to the Friday games right after a word from Chuck's Heating and Air.
This episode of the Under Review podcast is brought to you by Chuck's Heating and Air. Chuck has over 40 years of service and experience with residential services. He services most makes and models. He is Alabama licensed, bonded, and insured, and locally owned and operated. Are you hot and you're supposed to be cool? Are you cool and you're supposed to be hot? Then you've got a problem. Call Chuck. Area code 256-892-2757. Again, 256-892-2757. Chuck's Heating and Air.
All right. Chuck's Heating and Air. Thank you. 256-892-2757. I forgot it stuff for a little bit.
Rewind?
Yeah. Start with the Egg Bowl. 6th-ranked Ole Miss goes into Davis Wade and beats them 38-19. You watched this one, didn't you?
I did. Well, me and Cody come off a little bit. We had some work to catch up on, and we threw this one on. And at the beginning, it was fairly decent.
Yeah, I think it was. Until you get right after halftime, it was 21-10.
Yep,
that's fine.
But then it went to how it should have gone.
Yeah, I mean, they held their own in the third quarter. It's just that 14-point fourth quarter by Ole Miss really kind of sealed the deal.
Yeah.
Which sucks. I mean, Kamario Taylor, the true freshman, played great. 178 passing yards, 1 interception, 173 rushing, and 2 touchdowns. But then you flip it over, Kawan Lacey, 143 on 1 touchdown, 27 carries, and then Trinidad Chambers, 359 with 4 touchdowns.
He must have found his magic jersey.
Yeah. It's just...
That's why I love rivalry, stuff like that. I know it's stupid and shenanigans, but that's what makes it fun.
Like Brutus marking out the M on Michigan and then putting Ohio. That was dot in the I.
Yeah, that was...
Again, I think Mississippi State has a good thing going forward until they lost Lane Kiffin. But I like Trinidad Chambers, though. I think him coming in for Austin Simmons, which we all thought Austin Simmons was the guy. He's the dog. And then Trinidad Chambers, Alpha, winning a Division II championship last year at Fair State. Comes in, waits his turn. He just sits back and waits. Let Austin Simmons mess up just a little bit, and he takes advantage of it right then. And I think it's all downhill from there. He never looked back since.
Mm-mm.
What's this rapper we called? The good old fashioned. Yeah, good, clean old something. Clean's in there somewhere. Clean old fashioned. I don't know.
Yeah. We were sitting at Dreamland when we caught a good bit of this one before we went to the Bulls game.
This game sucked.
Oh, yeah.
Georgia wins at 16-9, but this game absolutely sucked.
Struggle win.
Gunnar Stockton only threw 70 yards, did better than Bo Beulah, but...
It's a frog.
Okay. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Haynes King, 118, 1 interception. 39 rushing yards for Haynes King, but Nate Frazier did have 108. Zachariah Branch had 53 reception yards and 1 touchdown. And is this that kid from Auburn?
What kid from Auburn?
No, okay. Isaiah Canyon. It's not. He had 54 receiving yards. But this game absolutely was dog water. We caught a little bit of it when we was in Yumi's. But...
konnichiwa.
Yeah, steakhouse. Or whatever you said.
City what you want the other piece.
But if you had the kickers for kicking points this game, you'd have won big.
Yeah.
I think Georgia played terrible. Georgia Tech just played worse.
Yeah, and this is expected to be a little bit better ball game far-wise. Defense was there.
But if Georgia wants to win next week, they can't play like this.
Put Booby Miles in.
They need to put somebody in. Because if that team shows up to Atlanta once again next week, they ain't winning.
We need them to win, though.
Yeah. Good luck with that. And this is the Lone Star Showdown between Texas A&M and Texas. Texas takes it by 10, 27-17.
Again, this goes back to Texas A&M. I don't think that they're playing Scooby-Doo fraud is what I want to call it, because they wear one mask and they rip it off and see it's a totally different team. It's
again.
The last couple games that they've lost has not been where they need. Yes, Marcel Reed's played excellent, but I don't know. I guess it was the rivalry part in this that Arch Manning had like a 40-yard touchdown run to seal the deal.
Oh, shut up!
I know. We were walking out. We were leaving the Bulls game, and there's a big line, and the lady was watching on her phone, and Texas A&M had scored. Well, by the time we got out of the bathroom and got back to the car, Arch and them had already scored to pretty much put it away, and the defense held right there.
Yeah, Wisner, 155 rushing yards, no touchdowns, but like you said, Arch Manning only 179, 1 touchdown, and then Marcel Reed did throw 2 interceptions. That's really what cost him.
Mm-hmm.
And 180 yards, and Texas +2 in the turnover margin, 2-0, and that's what helps them win this game.
Yep, that's your 10 points right there.
Now let's take it to the road. And what was one of probably the best games, early games on yesterday. Conference USA, winner takes all. Winner host, pretty much. I think the winner would have host.
It is. Yep.
The Conference USA title game. Jack State does win 37-34 off a last-second field goal. I think Jacksonville State played really good football. I think they shot themselves in the foot a couple times.
They did. This was one of the first games we had on. Yeah, and it was a really good ball game because Jack State's first drive, they go down, score like 8 plays. Well, Western Kentucky comes back and they scored 2 back to back. I had a few miscues there, but this was a hellacious ball game to get started with this weekend.
Well, like you said, Jack State, Cam Cook, 14-yard run, gone. They give the ball back. Rodney Tisdale, touchdown, 7-7.
Boy, he's massive.
Yep. Jack State throws an interception. I think it was they fumbled.
Mm-hmm.
Gave the ball back. Lavelle Wright, touchdown, 14-7 for Western Kentucky. Next quarter, they get the ball back again, 21-7 at the start, with about 14:30 to go. And Jacksonville State, I'm worried. I'm like, man, it's about to be a blowout. I'm about to turn this off, go find me another game.
Yep.
But since then, Jacksonville State just starts fighting back. That Caden Krill 70-yard rush.
Oh, that was
to take Jack State. That's like, again, if you're not watching Conference USA football, what are you doing? Is it some of the best?
This was, even in the last ball game that we're going to talk about, this was probably the best one to watch. Not because it was the game winner with 4 seconds or whatever, this, that, and other, but man, this was just good football.
515 total yards for Jack State. Jacksonville State does win the turnover margin 2-1. They did have that one fumble, but Tisdale did have an interception and they fumbled as well. But
hey, somebody must watch on this Jack State team besides Creel and Cam Cook. It's, I think, Isaiah Johnson, number 11, the wide receiver.
You're talking about DeAndre Johnson.
Man, let me tell you, that dude is a beast. And man, it was fun to watch him because he was really, since Rick Steiner was out at the tight end position, he really stepped up big in a bunch of the key drives that he had completions.
And I tell you, another one to watch out for is the true freshman from White Plains, Alabama, Walker Olstein, who had the interception this game.
Yep.
Hey, that sucker has been everywhere. 40 solos this year, 69 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, 3 interceptions. And this kid's a true freshman from White Plains, Alabama. A little 3A school, 3 or 4A little school.
Now, wasn't we talking about this while the game
we were on the phone. Yeah,
okay.
We were on the phone when this happened.
Well,
what you could see is you could possibly see a transfer him. I think he needs 1 more year.
Yeah.
But he could probably transfer up to the big boys here soon.
I did not know, kind of close ties around here, that Odenville has a guy that plays for Jack State. I think he got hurt in the 3rd quarter, and that's the only reason I know he was from Odenville.
Yeah, I heard that.
They talk from Odenville, Alabama, and I was like, what?
I know where that's at.
Yeah, I've been there.
Let's see. Hold on.
But yeah, he was on the front line. He got hurt, and some other guy. But I'm super excited. Can't even talk bitter. I'm excited for this Conference USA Championship. And it will be against the Hilltoppers.
No, it won't.
Not Hilltoppers, Jesus. Kennesaw State.
Yeah. The Owls. I'm not seeing anybody from Odenville. I see a couple Anistons, Madison, on the defense at least.
No, well, this guy was on offense.
Oh, you just said he was on defense.
Oh, yeah. He was on
Odenville, Alabama. He's a sophomore. Lucas Markovitsky or whatever.
Yeah. I did not know that. So that was kind of a fun little thing I seen in the game.
But, I love watching Jack State play. And I think them and Kennesaw State have the 2 best stories about coming to the Conference USA. Literally 2 years after Jacksonville State gets to FBS, they go play for the Conference USA Championship. They win it. Same thing for Kennesaw State. 2 years after they get in the league, they're playing for a Conference USA Championship. Just hope they don't win it, though. Not biased or anything. The Under Review Podcast, game of the week to the Iron Bowl. It's number 10 Alabama takes down Auburn 27-20. All right, guys, that's all we have for you tonight. We'll see you Monday.
Yep, see you later. But this is our future 6-6. As
well, let's start with the total yards: 411 for Auburn to 280 for Alabama. Auburn wins. Auburn does throw two interceptions or two fumbles? One interception, one fumble.
Yep.
Alabama plus 2. Auburn had 20 first downs this game. Auburn also was penalized 10 times for 84 yards, but Alabama was penalized.
Was 2. God almighty, it drives me bonkers. There was 2
You
big
talking
penalties.
about the targeting call that wasn't a target?
Yeah, well, that one hurt. But I'm talking in Alabama's 2 final drives that they had.
Holding on the offense?
But this wasn't the referee's game. Auburn had plenty of opportunities to win. A lot of drop balls. Like Alabama, we said before, Ashton Daniel, he was throwing piss missiles.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alabama had 35, almost 34.5 possession over Auburn's 25.5. Alabama went 3 for 3 on third downs, which the 4th and 1 play on the goal line, touchdown to Isaiah Horton, who had a massive game. Massive. Probably one of the best games I've seen by a single Alabama receiver the whole game.
Yep.
Nobody else was catching the ball, first of all. Ron Williams, 0 targets. Jeremy Bernard, fumble fingers. Couldn't hold on to the ball. Isaiah Horton, the guy from Miami, was the man to watch. Yeah, he was hurt. But Auburn had the advantage on third down, went 8 for 19. It's just everything went right for Auburn, except for the outcome. But now give it to Alabama. Give it to Alabama. 3 for 3 on fourth downs. He said he wasn't going to kick the ball unless he had to if it was really close. So I give it to him.
Yeah, and so, now looking at it, like I said, the 4th and 1, 4th and 2, what it was near the goal line, because he made the touchdown, it was a smart play. But what if he didn't make that?
They did.
Hey, nobody asked you, Peanut Gallery.
Not down. I don't know. I think if he would have missed that and Auburn would have went down and scored, I think his head would still be on a pitchfork in Tuscaloosa right now.
Yeah. Well, and boo or news during that game, Jam Miller went out.
Yes, that is big. His first game back this year was against Georgia. I don't know. They don't have a good.
Yeah, but and on the backside of that, with the 2 backup running backs, Hill and Deere, they really played. They stepped up fine.
Deere didn't do nothing this game. Hill played good. He only had 39 rushing yards, but besides that, I think, we'll talk about this more tomorrow with Hayden, though, but I think Jim Miller had one of the best games. He had 83 rushing yards. That's congratulations. Ashton Daniels had 108. I just feel bad for Jeremiah Cobb. Comes up 30 yards short from 1,000 yards. The first time Auburn running back don't do this in, 2004?
Mm-hmm. Something like that, yeah.
That's... I figured it'd been worse. But Malcolm Simmons, let me tell you about my friend Malcolm Simmons. The best game I've ever seen play by him. 3 receptions, 143 yards, 1 touchdown. Would have been 2, but that 1 got called back.
See,
could have been 3. Could have been 3 if he wouldn't have ran out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
We still scored that drive, though. But I'm talking about fumbles. Cam Coleman fumbled. Lost that one. Justin Jones fumbled. Malcolm Simmons fumbled. Eric Singleton fumbled. And then a muff punt by Malcolm Simmons right there at the end of the game. And I hate punts, and I about crapped my pants.
I saw me and a shout-out. We was over at Alley and Bugs last night. Kevo was there, and I know they listen a lot. It was just, I'd already said that first punt. I said, I hate punts. I can't stand punts. And then when it got later in the game, when he muffed that one, I was like, and you wonder why.
But I tell you what, Hudson Cock did have 5 punts for 200 yards for Auburn. Alabama's punter, 7 punts for 266. But here's the thing. If Rayshawn Pleasant could have got 1 or 2 more moves on the kickoff, he could have been gone.
Yep.
And I wish, is he coming back next year? Could be he's a junior, but I don't know. But, I'm not upset with this game. Yes, I am that we lost, but this team played the best that they could. Hold on to the ball, and it could be a different story. But I'm not going to hold this one. I'm not going to be bitter. I'm not going to even try to make mistakes. Alabama did win. Alabama was 3 for 3 on 4th downs.
Yep.
That's what you needed to do. And I'll give them the congratulations for this year and probably this year only. They were the quote-unquote better team. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it still finishes up with Hugh Freeze's motto. We were so close.
We were so close. We were definitely so close. But that's all the regular season. We're getting into the postseason where the episodes will be hopefully not as short or not as long as this one. But there's a lot to talk about today. But that is all we got for you to do. Thank you to our sponsors, Chuck's Heating and Air, Tactical Home and Pest. Thank you to Dadpod, Hunter Brassfield, Nicholas Adams. Thank you to Hayden Coker at the HCS Media. We'll have him on tomorrow live on Facebook. If you didn't regularly catch it on Thursdays, it's on you. Do what you got to do. He's going to tell us more about. Still don't know if he's live every Thursday at Buffalo Wild Wings. Don't know.
But I know he had some stuff in Georgia. He was live Saturday at the Pancake House.
Pancake House, yeah.
Which them pancakes look good.
Yeah. Also, thank you to Cody Mailer, Brandon Trammell, and Jud Dickinson, part of the Under Review creative team. And thank you to God. Another Sunday blessed and received.
So for the regular season,
it's over.
There you go.
It's over. It's postseason time.
Yes. Well, for some folks, I guess it's time to clean house and ask for Christmas presents.
Yes, about that time. So with all that being said, thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Because somebody's come in today.
Is that mine? Oh, thank you.
Possibly.